All right, well, folks, we can go ahead and get started. And if folks trickle in, the meeting might be over, but hopefully they will join us shortly. I believe we're missing 2 counselors, but the time is now 4:06 and the date is June 21st. This is the meeting of the City Council. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to get us started?
Councilor Edwards.
Present.
Present. Councilor Lederman.
Present.
Present. Councilor Gomez.
Present.
Present. Councilor Allen.
Present.
Present. Councilor Curran.
Present.
Present. Councilor Whitfield.
Present.
Present. Councilor Ramos.
Present.
Present. Councilor Brown. Absent. Councilor Walsh.
Present.
Present. Councilor Davila.
Madam Clerk, he just joined us, so give him 1 second.
Sure.
Davila, present.
Councilor Davila, present.
Present.
Present. Councilor Fenton.
Present.
Present. Councilor Hurst.
Present.
Present. Councilor Williams.
Present. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, can you please call the first item on the agenda this evening?
The first item on the agenda is the gasoline stations amending Chapter 178.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. And before we get started, I do want to say that our clerk, Gladys Oyola-Lopez, was sworn in recently, and I believe this is her first official City Council meeting. So just want to say welcome, Gladys, officially to your job.
Thank you.
So we can go ahead and, all right, get started here. All right.
Mr. President,
Councilor Ramos, yes.
motion to continue this matter.
Second.
All right, there's a motion on the floor by Councilor Ramos to continue the matter and seconded by Councilor Allen. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on continuing this item?
On continuing the item, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Lederman.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Brown. Absent. Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst. Councilor Hurst.
Yes, sorry.
Yes. Councilor Williams.
Yes, this item has been continued. Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item on the agenda?
The next item on the agenda is an increase in compensation, Chapter 61.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilors, last time we met on this, the Compensation Advisory Committee provided us with the presentation on that. So what I think we can do then is just move into, if there's any questions or deliberation amongst the council, we can begin with that. Councilor Hurst.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So, first of all, I support the raise. There's no doubt that I think my colleagues work extremely hard and deserve every last bit of the raise that the compensation committee has put forward. So I want to go on record saying that I am in favor and I am supportive of it. What I am torn by is the process. You know, I can't remember the last time that we've passed an ordinance that is this significant in the course of 7 days. And so I guess my first, question and or concern is, why are we rushing? It seems to me that, unless there's some good reason that we shouldn't rush this particular raise if we don't have to. We haven't had any committee meetings. There was no opportunity to hear from the public. And, I just think voting on this in a special meeting sort of gives the appearance to your everyday citizen that we're trying to hide something. And I don't think there's anything about this that we need to hide. This special meeting is at 4 o'clock when most folks are still at work. And so that certainly doesn't lend itself well to the idea that we're being as transparent as possible. And, we haven't had a public speak out because of the nature of this meeting beforehand, which we would normally do at a general meeting. A couple other questions that I have is that, the review of the compensation every 4 years for the president of the city council to appoint a compensation advisory committee tasked with reviewing salaries for municipal elected officials and making recommendations for salary changes. I don't want to do this again. I don't like it. And, it's difficult for all of us. And I guess I wonder if there's any research out there that, attaches a pay raise for municipal officials to, let's say, a cost of living increase. Nobody wants to give themselves a raise because of everything that comes along with it. And so, that to me is problematic. And which is probably why we have a significant number of dissenters. I know that when you vote yes to the raise, there are political consequences that come with it. Similar to the last time, even some of our colleagues have used this as an opportunity, to use it against us when we're running for office. To me, that's problematic. And it's even more frustrating when those individuals who vote no still reap the benefits from this particular ordinance, because there were enough folks who had the courage to move it forward because they felt it was the right and just thing to do. And so because it's always going to be divisive, it seems to me that we should fix it once and fix it once and let that be the last time. And then my last thing, Mr. President, is that I want to know where the mayor stands on this. Last time he rejected it when it got to his desk. And I want to know whether he thinks that a $40,000 raise for his position is commensurate with the work that he does every day. I mean, 40,000 is a significant jump. I understand it's only 3%, but in the eyes of viewers, $40,000 is a lot of money. And for some, they don't make $40,000 for a living. And so, that to me, I want to know that the mayor is on board and believes that this certainly is appropriate. So, I'd like to make a motion to send this to committee. I certainly will make it at the appropriate time. And if it's the will of the body to move forward in spite of what I've said, then that's what we'll do. But, I really think we could have handled it a bit better. And I don't see a rush. So again, I'm supportive of the raise. I want that to be on the record. I just think I think there ought to be a better process in terms of not rushing. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Hurst. Are there any other questions or comments from the council at this time? Councilor Whitfield?
Thank you, Mr. President. I agree with Councilor Hurst as far as rushing, because there are some more questions that I have as well. But I do have this question. I remember the last time the raise came up, someone asked if folks vote no, can they opt out of getting the raise? And I don't know if it's all or nothing, or if there's a clause we can put in there for folks to be able to opt out if they don't agree with voting for this raise. Because if you feel uncomfortable getting it, then you shouldn't have to. No one should be forced to get a raise that they're uncomfortable with. And I do agree with the raise. I know the level of work that I put into the community and the residents and things like that. And I think that in any profession that you do, you folks deserve a raise. I don't know. And I've been on the council for 3 years now, and there hasn't been a raise. I'm sorry for the background. And there hasn't been a raise since I've been on the council. And prior to me joining the council, there wasn't any raises going on. And I do think that in all fairness, that any profession should be entitled to a raise. It's just really hard when you're giving it to yourself. And so I think that it should go to committee so we can discuss some of these questions as well. Because I definitely want to give folks that feel uncomfortable about getting a raise the opportunity to say that they opt out of it. I want folks to have that opportunity. So if that's something that we could add to the ordinance, then I would definitely like to discuss that.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Are there any other questions or comments from the council at this time? Again, I'll ask, are there any other questions or comments at this time? All right, seeing none. Councilor Hurst, I believe you had a motion. You're muted, Councilor.
I'd like to make this motion to send this item to committee for further review.
Motion has been made. Is there a proper second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Whitfield. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on sending this to committee?
On sending this item to committee, Councilor Edwards?
No.
No. Councilor Lederman?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Gomez?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Ramos?
No.
No. Councilor Brown? Absent.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Madam Clerk, can you please recognize Councilor Brown?
Councilor Brown?
Present.
Present.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
And now on the vote to send this item to committee, Councilor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Williams?
Yes. Back to committee, Madam Clerk. Is there any further business before the council at this time?
No, there is not.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilor Allen.
thank you. So if this is going to committee, which we just voted, to what committee would it go, do you think, Mr. President?
I would think this would go to maybe perhaps general government, chaired by Councilor Edwards.
General
Can
government?
I ask that we have an evening meeting, like maybe after 4:30, if possible, or a lunchtime meeting, if possible?
Councilor Edwards, I will defer to you.
Depends on availability of the schedule related to Focus Springfield if it's available. I'm flexible.
All right, thank you, Councilor Edwards. Councilor Walsh, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I would think that if this is going to be discussed in committee, that the finance committee should be part of it.
It can certainly be a joint subcommittee if both chairs would like to participate, or it can be either. I'll leave that at the discretion of the chairs.
Or I don't mind doing a joint committee meeting.
All right.
Mr. President, if I could just weigh in, I think it might, another option to consider is maybe doing a committee of the whole meeting, because I'd imagine that this is significant enough to where we want to make sure everybody is present.
That makes sense as well. That I can oblige to any requests to have this hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Councilor Davila.
Yes, I was going to say something, Councilor Hurst. I do think that also the mayor's office should be in attendance in this meeting so that definite answer as to where the mayor's office stand on this, seeing that he's going to be getting a $40,000, or he's supposed to get a $40,000.
Councilor
Yeah.
Davila, can we please, I just want to reserve that conversation for the subcommittee. The item is over, just kind of trying to wrap up the scheduling.
I don't understand. I'm just trying to elaborate why I think the mayor should be present. My point in the conference, President, is that the mayor should be in this.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Edwards?
As chairman of General Government Committee, I think the recommendation that it be a committee of the whole is most appropriate. All councilors are welcome to attend any committee meeting, regardless of whether they're members of the committee, but because this is of the nature of this proposal, I think the most appropriate thing as the chair of general government is to allow for you, the president, to chair the meeting of a committee of the whole at the convenience of the majority of the councilors.
I can certainly do that and arrange through our clerks to get that scheduled, and that will be forthcoming.